in Youngstown, Ohio, he is the man made for prime time, the undefeated Rayne.
We kick off the year in turmoil in the front office as the balance of power and ownership of this organization is very, very much in question.
Chuckleheads have no idea what we're going through right now. I'm not sure which paycheck I'm supposed to cash.
So you do both just in case,
well,
right?
Yeah, I mean, no point in hedging my bets.
Well, Chuck Roberts and Norm Connors in a contractual impasse due to a loophole that was just discovered that was signed 3 years ago, but kicking things off where it counts, in the ring, with major Super Indy title implications.
Introducing comeback number 2. He weighs in at 200 pounds. Wrestling out of South Hampton, New York. He is yours truly, Alex Reynolds.
We're checking out the slot hunter, Alex Reynolds. We've seen a couple of times here in the past in IWC. Had a couple of run-ins with Mike Rayne, the man made for prime time, who's currently in the ring in the recent months. But Reynolds has not been able to figure Rayne out. And, of course, our apologies to Rayne as we didn't get a chance to discuss him much during his entrance with all the major news that's going on here in IWC. But Rayne is still undefeated in this organization.
An impressive feat for the rookie so far. Might not be after this, but, you know, that remains to be seen.
And introducing the final combatant.
And on the way out now,
wrestling out of Tacoma, Washington, making his IWC debut, new flavor, Shane Strickland.
maybe one of the next breakout stars in independent professional wrestling, Shane Strickland, new flavor. He is certainly hoping to be more than just a flavor of the month here in IWC and professional wrestling. A man who has been competing in the CZW promotion in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area for about a year or so. Worked his way up the ranks there, recently earned his stripes, so to speak, earned his colors in that organization when he was presented with a CZW logo jacket, kind of a rite of passage, kind of like the CZW equivalent of a Ribera jacket in Japan.
Except there's not delicious steak involved.
Well, you don't know that.
I do know that. Have you ever been to a delicious steakhouse anywhere near Philadelphia?
You ever? Well, that's true.
No,
too.
exactly.
Maybe a cheesesteak, though. Three-way action to kick off IWC Payback. Reynolds, Rayne, and Strickland. Winner of this contest will be right in line for a championship opportunity against, as it stands now, Logan Shulo, the front man. And again, if you missed the event, Winner Take All 2012, available now on IWC DVD. As we have a quick roll-up center ring, we saw that Logan Shulo had to face Sami Callihan in this title-for-title matchup due to an injury to Facade. Shulo was victorious. He captured both championships. Sami was acting as the surrogate title defender for Facade, but Shulo was screwed out of the... Oh, check out the balance there. Beautiful takeover.
Impressive. So that Strickland kid showing me what he got.
Certainly a great showing here in the early going. Reynolds trying to get involved as well, but got paintbrushed for his troubles. Logan Shulo was only a dual champion for literally about 2 or 3 minutes, Jayworth, until Norm Connors, Jimmy DeMarco, John McChesney came out and perpetrated the utmost screw job of IWC history. Great Hurricane Rana takeover, but you got to feel for Shulo, even though he still is the prestigious Super Indy champion.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a Super Indy champion. And I will go on record as saying I don't think Logan Shulo necessarily lost the belt so much as contractually had the belt removed from him. I don't know that there was anything he could have done outside of taking the belt and ran at that point.
It's certainly very true. It's Rayne and Strickland in the center of the ring right now, but now to the outside, and watch out for the high-flying onslaught.
Having said that, I would have.
I'm not surprised by that.
Watch out.
Nobody home on the outside, but the great balance to land on his feet.
Oh, shades of Warrior Hogan.
How did I know you were going to say that? And to the outside.
A backflip almost into a mule kick. He could have got a little extension on those legs, but then he wouldn't have landed on his feet.
Jayworth, how's that flavor taste so far?
I don't know. It was kicked in my ear. So I mean, it sounded kind of cool.
The Tacoma, Washington native putting it all on the line here in the early going. Great showing here so far in IWC, but certainly can't count out any of his two counterparts as well. Watch Reynolds. Reynolds takes an opportunity.
Oh, nice.
Back first into that steel guardrail. No give. That goes without saying. Reynolds has been very underlooked and underutilized in IWC in my estimation. I've seen him in some big-time singles encounters. I've also seen him in some major tag teams in his day. Great balance back in the ring, and Rayne gets caught coming down, both knees right into the abdomen.
Interesting counter by the slaw punter there. I gotta admit, I'm impressed by that too. I don't know that I would have looked to go for a double knee gut buster.
And of course, keep in mind we've talked about prior shows. A slaw punter is somebody that cruises the bars late at night and, well, tries to pick up women that are slightly inebriated.
He's a picker of the low-hanging fruit.
Well, certainly he'll have to reach much higher to get a Super Indy title opportunity here tonight. But on his way, the winner of Logan, Shulo, and Anthony Nese later on tonight will be the defending champion whenever one of these three men finds their way to a title opportunity. And you gotta love the new blood, the young lions of IWC who really weren't on the map a year or two ago, but have really stepped up and made their presence felt just in the past several months.
Very true. An influx of new blood, and we'll see what the office has to say in the coming months, depending upon what is.
Well, Strickland's got the fetal position around the bottom rope, and Reynolds decided to show off his pelvic mobility, let's say.
Tied him into the ropes with his own limbs. The only other person I think I've ever seen do that is Milano Collection 18.
There's a near fall centering. That's certainly one of the most unique visuals we've ever seen in recent times. Gonna tie him up again. Almost makes him figure for himself before he cinches in. Jayworth, the cravat! European-style headlock. This is a submission attempt, and notice Reynolds is punishing really both ends of human anatomy right now.
Well, more of the hip.
5 minutes going on in this contest. 5 minutes.
But still incredibly painful. That is a good punch to the gut. And to the head.
Back and forth, center of the ring. No clear-cut advantage, but check out from behind. Nicely done.
Leapfrog from behind into a lung blower? Or was that more of a choke?
Well, I don't know if there's much difference. It was effective, that's certainly true. And a spinebuster follow-through. Reynolds is reeling. Great action from all three athletes. Super Indy Championship opportunity on the line. Jump up with the knee strike. Fancy footwork from Rayne here.
Somewhat capoeira-esque.
And a near fall broken up at the last second. Capoeira, a Brazilian martial art combining strikes with rhythmic dance moves.
Look at you doing some homework.
Oh. Well, we're playing some rhythm all over the face of Rayne and potentially Reynolds, but a counter. Roaring elbow style, and Reynolds mounts some offense.
Did he just slide under his knees there?
Great agility. Back and forth, the Indy. External lock, simple protuberance. Right
in the back of the head, too. Oh! You know it's a great counter for a grab? Just kick a guy in the head. I'm a big fan of that.
Dude! Elevated back, and the knee of Strickland hit hard on that top turnbuckle, which, of course, as we both know, it's very thin padding. I could do it here. I could do it. Got him. No.
He grabbed hold of the ropes. Yeah, that could have ended the match. That could have ended his career, depending upon how his knee hit there.
Well, Certainly you can't forget about Reynolds, though.
Yep, those strong elbows that he's hitting with.
That's the danger of a three-way. If you get too concentrated on one opponent, well, then you get hit from the blind side. And even when you're looking at Mike Rayne face-to-face, he can hit you from the blind side. That's how flexible he is. And Strickland with a modified flip pile driver. Rayne gonna follow through, going for the Doppler effect. He can have this here. Strickland's asleep at the switch, doesn't notice it. And Mike Rayne just earned himself a title shot.
Here is your winner and receiving a future shot at the Super Indy title, the undefeated Mike Rayne.
Mike Rayne with a big-time win, still undefeated in IWC. And not only does he stay a step ahead of Alex Reynolds, but in addition, he spoils the debut for a man that's gotten a lot of momentum on the East Coast lately. Talking about Shane Strickland, this, in my estimation, unequivocally the biggest win in the young career of Mike Rayne, but he's going to have to top it soon because whomever the IWC Super Indy champion is, Mike Rayne has to be focused on him. And Shane Strickland, I think, is telling Mike Rayne, you got the pin, but it was off of my hard work. I'm the guy that dropped it.
Yeah. Well, all's fair in love and war.
I don't necessarily agree with Strickland's assertion because we've seen nobody get up from the Doppler effect yet either.
True, but I don't know that you've seen anyone get up from that flip pile driver either. It could have just been icing on the cake.
Well, certainly Mike Rayne moving on to a cake of another sort. It's the Super Indy Championship. Logan Shulo or Anthony Nese. Later tonight, we'll get our answer. But Mike Rayne continuing to prove this man is ready for a primetime spot.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number one. They weigh in at a total combined weight of 460 pounds. Wrestling out of Boone County, here is Bronco McBride and Matt Segaris, the blue collar Slaughterhouse.
A tag team that has come oh so close on a number of occasions to having the IWC Tag Team Championship in tow. Blue collar Slaughterhouse. Matt Segaris on your screen right now. Bronco McBride already entering the ring. This is a double tough tag team. Certainly very salt of the earth. Certainly live a very simple lifestyle. But one thing they love to do, they love to fight.
Fight? That's not what I was expecting you to say about the
Well, it seems like they have a little bit more of a surly disposition here tonight. I think they got something to prove. After a series of failed attempts at tag titles against the One-Nighters, against Founding Fathers as well, Blue Collar maybe a little more of an edge this time. We'll see if it can help out or hinder them in this contest.
Well, you know, honestly, nothing motivates you like anger. Anger and money. And if you're angry that you're not getting money, then all the more powerful the motivation.
You sure have a lot of anger and money whenever you're here.
Absolutely. I'm not showing up just to get angry.
And their opponents. First, he weighs in at 236 pounds, wrestling out of Vietnam. Here is John Bolen.
Well, what more can be said that hasn't been said over the years about this powerhouse? John Bolen, we've seen him in and out of IWC since 2005, his rookie year. Broke in, actually, Jay Worth winning the original TNA gut check competition that's become so popular these days. Bolen has been all over North America since then, in and out of WWE and TNA, and he's about, 250, 260 pounds of jacked up power.
Yeah, I'd say 250 pounds of jacked up power, 10 pounds of just pure aggression thrown in there.
And never in a good mood unless he's hurting somebody. So we get a lot of similarities between Bolen and Blue Collar here thus far. We got some hot news, Jay Worth. Bolen's tag team partner, you see, not coming out with him. Well, I think Bolen's going to share with us the news right now.
For those of you out there that know me, you know that I'm a man of few words. You're an idiot. Anyway, besides that dude being an idiot, things are gonna change around here. I will no longer be a man of few words. Why? Why not? Now, before I get on about the blue-collar slaughterhouse, whatever the hell you guys are. Yeah, what was that? That's hilarious. Brokeback Bathhouse. Oh, don't get mad, chubby. Anyway, I do have some serious news here. That would be that HD Matt Cannon will not be here tonight. He's in the hospital suffering from pneumonia. Now, I know for a fact that if these two saw that word, they would pronounce it pneumonia. That's for sure. So, Brokeback Bathhouse. I begged and I pleaded to the powers that be to let me have a handicap match, and they wouldn't do it. So that being said, that kind of upsets me, because I come here to do two things basically. That would be kick ass and get. You guys fill in the blank. That being said, I want to have a match right here, right now, with Brokeback Bathhouse. So I am asking, begging, pleading, anyone in the IWC locker room, please come out here and be my tag partner so we can beat the hell out of Brokeback Bathhouse. What do you say, guys? Would you like to see that happen tonight? Would you guys want to see that happen tonight? You want to see Brokeback Bathhouse get their asses kicked tonight? So somebody, anybody back there, please come on. I beg you, be my tag partner. It will be fun.
Well, there's never a shortage of competitors that want to step up and get into a fight and get themselves noticed and create an opportunity for themselves, Jay Worth. So Bolen's in the right place.
There's music. Is it Corey Futuristic?
It is not Corey Futuristic, please. Bolen's been down that road before to mixed results. That's Brian McDowell, young rookie to come out of the IWC Iron City Wrestling Academy, the ICWA, presented by the IWC.
That makes perfect sense.
But McDowell, a very determined young athlete, hoping to make his presence known in this industry, and first guy to step to the challenge with Bolen, but kind of a mismatch for a team.
Who are you?
I'm Brian McDowell.
Brian
Told
McDowell. You can do this? Can you get mean? Can you get mean?
Yes.
I mean real mean. I'm talking like Clint Eastwood, outlaw Josie Wales mean.
Yes.
I'm talking about kicking these two asses so they can go back home and do whatever they do at their Brokeback Bathhouse.
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Let's go get it.
Yes.
All right, looking like we're going to have a fight. Segaris and McBride, well, they didn't even have time to get out of the blocks here. Bolen firing up McDowell. McDowell's got a lot of inner rage and angst, Jay Worth. He was, well, bullied and picked on in high school. He said he was always the fat kid wearing the wrestling t-shirts. Was kind of an outcast, but he's out to prove all those people that ridiculed him and, well, moved on to not chase their dreams and just have dead-end jobs and settle down and live a normal life. Well, McDowell's out to show that he's anything but normal. He is certainly extraordinary, and a win over Blue Collar Slaughterhouse would accomplish that, Jay Worth.
Yeah, I mean, it would help the fat little nerd.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, well, I got picked on in school. You know why you got picked on? Because you were a fat little nerd.
You didn't know him.
I know him. I don't know him specifically, but trust me, I knew everyone like him.
It's McDowell pairing off with Big Bronco, and it's Bolen and Segaris on the right side of the ring. And, man, I don't know if Blue Collar chooses the short straw to get a hold of Bolen or not, but, man, that's certainly the greater of two evils. As Troy Davis sounds the bell, we're officially underway. It's Bronco and Bolen starting out center of the ring. And McDowell, well, we got to get somebody out of there.
Why?
Because it's the rules.
Oh, you and your rules. He's out. He's out. Are you happy now?
I'm very happy, thank you. I'm just explaining that there's a 5 count for exchanges to be made and for an illegal man to get back out of the ring that Troy Davis needs to enforce.
Well, you cut him a little leeway. I mean, the rules just took effect once that bell rang.
Hard slam by Bolen, dropping the elbow. Cover and no. We've seen. I gotta wonder what Bolen feels about the hierarchy issue here in IWC between Chuck Roberts and Norm Connors. Bolen's worked for both, been very successful for both, and really we've seen Bolen at the center of every controversy in IWC history, from the Founding Fathers to the Unholy Alliance. Bolen's always been that enforcer that's been called upon to make a difference, to make an impact, no pun intended. And you gotta wonder what Bolen feels about this, because we've seen he just wants to fight, and he'll go on the side of whoever pays him.
Well, the thing is, I think you just answered your own question. Feelings don't enter into it. He knows he's going to have work no matter who wins this war, and he's going to have work doing what he wants to do. It's not like he's going to become IWC's hot dog vendor. He's going to be out there...
Well, we got a cover from McDowell here for 2.
Kicking some rear end, and that's what he wants to do. Whether it's for Norm, whether it's for Chuck, whether it's for Fatty McNerd there, it doesn't matter. He gets to kick some teeth down some people's throats, and that's what keeps him happy.
Of course, it was, as you see, Bronco goes to the eye to get the tag out to Segaris. And that had minimal success. But we had heard from Norm Connors that he indeed signed over IWC to Chuck Roberts when Norm decided to leave at the end of 2009. But there was a clause, there was some fine print, according to Norm, that we have not confirmed or denied yet, that said there was an option in the contract that after 3 years, Norm would have the option to reacquire the company from Chuck Roberts if he felt that he wanted to do so. And apparently Norm snuck that in his best interests, of course. Because it wouldn't make any sense to do it for the better of the company, because Norm was certainly gone. Chuck's been doing a great job.
Well, great job.
Look at all the new talent that's been here. Look at the great events we have in Clearfield, in Meadville.
Yeah, maybe later in that ditch. Great. Woo!
We got another cover. McDowell finds 2. McDowell looking impressive so far for being a last-minute replacement for H.D. Cannon.
Well, he got the pep talk from the Rhino missing his horn, John Bolen.
I thought we'd hear an Outlaw Josie Wales reference on the broadcast.
Yeah, good point.
Breaking new ground every time we're on here at IWC DVD, courtesy of Sorgatron Media. And there you see Bronco from the outside distracting McDowell. And Segaris from behind measures. Big ham hock of a clothesline to McDowell for 2.
McDowell up at 2. He still has a lot more fight in him, even though he's still on the mat.
Yeah, Blue Collar don't spend a lot of time at the gym, but they're working out in the farms and the countrysides, lifting the bales of hay, moving the logs, doing a lot of
log moving.
Yeah, a lot of work that builds up their power and tendon strength.
Congratulations for living.
Why do you hate everybody in this match?
I don't. I happen to like the fat nerd and John Bolen.
You only like Bolen because you know he listens to these and he would hurt you.
That's not the only reason.
I remember he spent a whole weekend sitting behind us threatening you the one time.
You say threatening, I say cheerful cajoling. Bolen and I, we're thick as thieves. We're tight.
Took him 14 segments to learn your name properly.
Well, mistake. You can't expect him to study, playbooks like we do, like you do. Sometimes you get some stuff wrong. It happens. It was all in fun. He did it for fun.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that loves to have a good time.
He does. You should see him.
McDowell working his way back up off the chin lock.
The other day I saw him punch a Honda.
And you see Bronco connects with a 1-foot drop kick. Cuts off McDowell's momentum.
1 foot, that's what he hit him with, or 1 foot, that's how high he got?
No, that's what he hit him with.
Okay.
You underestimate these guys, but I guarantee you, they'll shock you one day because everybody in this ring can be a future champion, and Bolen would be an already existing champion in this company if it wasn't for all of his obligations throughout Canada and throughout the United States, and the fact that he would rather beat a bunch of people up in different places than just the same people in the same place.
Well, yeah, eventually you run through the roster. No one really wants to fight you.
Oh my God! Well,
I don't know that that's the choice I would make.
Segaris took a cheap shot at Bolen, and Bronco with McDowell, and this matchup's completely broken down.
Bolen tends not to forget or forgive.
And I think Segaris and McDowell are the legal men, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what that accomplished. He caught Bolen sleeping, but I think he just woke him up.
And Bolen now getting to do what he loves best.
And
beat a guy, not get thrown out of the ring.
Yeah, Troy Davis having to do what he fears most and actually order Bolen what to do.
I wouldn't want to tell Bolen what to do either.
I wouldn't want to politely ask Bolen what to do, let alone have the authority over him.
I suggested he not punch the Honda. You've already heard how that ends.
McDowell hurt. You can see he's running out of gas. Still a youngster, the least experienced in this matchup. Still doesn't have his cardio and his conditioning as good as it's going to be. He's only been in ring competition for about 6 months. But he's able to sidestep Segaris.
More like side slump, but it still worked.
Can he get to Bolen? Tag to Bronco.
Get to Bolen. Bolen's dying for that tag.
This could be a major turning point. No, not close enough, about 1.5 feet away. Now he got it! And the tempo has changed.
Oh, look at that grin on Bolen's face.
Like a kid in a candy store. It's a blue-collar butt whooping here in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. Segaris for the ride. The big boy sent up and down with a spine buster.
Uh-oh.
And Bull go for the meltdown. Got the meltdown on Bronco. Legal men. And Bolen. That wasn't it? Bronco kicked out of the meltdown.
Wow.
I can't recall the last time I saw that.
I am impressed.
Bolen won his debut matchup here in 2005 with a meltdown. Hadn't looked back since. Action continuing. I gotta wonder what mental effect that had on Bolen. I think it just made him mad. Spear. Good night.
Here are your winners, the team of Brian McDowell and John Bolen.
Bolen just said to hell with your spleen and rammed his head into Blue Collar's. Is that Blue Collar or is that Slaughterhouse?
Yeah, I believe that was a big old spear on Bronco. The meltdown not working. Didn't have much of an effect on Bolen. He went to plan B quite quickly, a spear. And certainly, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention our sympathies and condolences out to H.G. Cannon. We wish him well in his recovery from a severe illness in the hospital. But, man, Bolen proving to be dangerous no matter who he teams with. Big win for McDowell, but what's it going to be like if Bolen and H.D. Cannon do return and do join forces? Will anybody be able to stop that?
I don't know that there's an answer for this. I mean, who can stop Bolen?
Oh, wait a second.
Good job.
Chuck Roberts, we got to hear this.
What's happening, Elizabeth? How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody okay?
What we've been waiting for. Let's lay out.
Pretty good. It's great to have everybody back here for the start of 2013. My mind's kind of racing here, as you guys can imagine. If you guys are following us on Facebook or Twitter, a lot's been said over the past, since Winner Takes All last month. For those of you that were here, how many of you guys joined us at Winner Takes All? Make some noise. A lot of you guys did. Biggest show of the year, biggest crowd of the year. One of our biggest stars, of course, Michael Facade. If you didn't join us, of course, I got to recap. Michael Facade, I'm in the ring. Facade, something happened to him. We still don't know. Long story short, I felt it was my obligation, since he's hurt on my time, and no one else was apparently able to do it. I decide Michael Facade's health is more important, so I decide to take him to the hospital. I would never actually leave an IWC event on a whim. But when I was around Michael Vassad, I looked around me and I looked over at a guy that I felt, after building Pittsburgh wrestling for 16 years, after being my mentor, after being a person that has lent a hand to me, and after being a person that I was underneath his wing for a long time and watched what was right and what's wrong, I knew that if I looked at Norm Connors, I could say, hey Norm, it's your show, you take over. When I left, I came back later that night after getting a bunch of texts saying, you gotta get back here, you gotta get back here, things are wrong, what happened with Norm? I'm rushing back, and I get back here and find out John McChesney walked out of this building as the IWC Heavyweight Champion. Hey, listen, I know it's cool sometimes to dislike the bad guys, and apparently John has a cheering section, and that's fine. That's fine, that's great. But after trying to talk to Norm, he then starts posting and tweeting and saying, I now own IWC. Norm, that is. He's right, I own IWC. And I said a lot of things, and there's a lot of emotion. I've been down this road after 3 years of being the promoter, and I refuse to go down this road again. That said, I know you're here, and you owe me and everyone in this building an explanation. So Norm Connors, please come out here now.
I can understand Chuck Roberts' anger.
IWC.
That's a familiar voice, certainly.
IWC belongs to me. IWC belongs to me. IWC belongs to me. IWC belongs to me.
They don't call him notorious just cause. Yeah.
That's very true. Never trust a promoter, Jay Worth.
Hi, Chuck.
Never have.
Hi, Chuck. Hi, Chuck. Hello.
Chuck found that out the
Hi,
hard way.
Ray.
Assuming Norm is to be believed.
Is everybody having a good time tonight so far? Shaking like a Polaroid picture, baby. Come on, put it there. Okay, real quick, we want to get back to wrestling. We do not want to see two guys talking back and forth in the ring. We'll keep this short and sweet. You want an answer about Logan Shulo? It's real simple. You called me, and then Logan called me, shut up, fat boy, back in February, and said, I need your help getting rid of Jimmy DeMarco. So after the show in March, Logan Shulo was the heavyweight champion, not Jimmy DeMarco. 7 weeks later in West Virginia, Jimmy DeMarco wrestled his last match and was gone from IWC thanks to me. I did what you asked me to do. In 3 years, the only time my phone rang was when you needed something from me. It was not, how are you? It was, hey Norm, can you give me Mick Foley for Meadville? Hey Norm, ironically, the phone rang again in November. Hey Norm, can you get me a big star for December? And I delivered you Tommy Dreamer. But Logan stopped calling me after May, you stopped calling me after May, and the two men who did, Jimmy DeMarco and John McChesney. They righted their wrongs with me. Wait.
So this is about phone calls?
This is about loyalty. They righted their wrongs with me. And December of this past year is a very special Christmas gift for these fans. John McChesney walked out of here with the IWC Championship. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. Because at the end of that night, I said, December 12th, 2012, on the contract, it said, Norm Connors owns IWC again.
You excited about that?
I'm very excited. Are we excited or what?
This?
Well, that's the last page. Yeah, that's the page.
Well, it's notarized.
I see it.
This.
I see it.
You think you own IWC?
Yes.
Well, I got one word for you there, pal. No, you don't. You don't. Norm, look, I realized when you sold the company to me, it was under the agreement that after 3 years, convenient, 3 years, Norm returns. After 3 years, had I decided not to continue, if I was unable or unwilling, IWC will then automatically return to its original owner, Norm Connors. However, full agreement must be signed in writing by Chuck Roberts Kosneski.
And of course you agree. Back up. You have to agree. Because I said to everybody, and am I right, Chuck Roberts has done an incredible job in the last 3 years with this company. The only one who believed in you was me. No one else gave you a chance, and you proved them wrong. But it's time for me, the original, the man who brought CM Punk to this company, the man who brought Antonio Cesaro to this company. Corey Graves, Sterling James Keenan is probably going to appear in the Royal Rumble this Sunday. Former IWC champion. You've done an awesome job building talent. My God, I walk into that locker room and I think I know 3 people, but my God, can these people perform now? You have done a fabulous job, but it's time to give over the reins once again.
I got one word for you. Come here. No. I busted my butt for 3 years. I put my family through it. And you know this. And that's the thing. That's what surprises me most about you. You know this. You know what it takes to do this. And I have sacrificed, my family has sacrificed every time before a show, the entire week prior to a show. My wife is pissed. And she is, because all time, effort, energy goes into this. And that's fine, because that's what it takes, and I'm proud of it. But after 3 years, Norm, I'm not gonna match 17 years. I don't pretend to. But don't come back here after you offer your help, after you say, call me when you need me. Don't come back here and slap me in the face and slap all these people in the face, whether you agree with it or not. And then walk around and say, you own IWC, be a man, and at least let's do it right, let's do it legally, let's have a conversation, but don't screw the guy that's been busting his butt like Logan Shulo for the past 2 years in this company. What'd you think of Logan Shulo versus Sami Callihan? What'd you think of that match?
Frank, you weren't even here, you shouldn't even be applauding.
So here's the deal, Norm, because honestly, this has gone on too long. You've got my answer, and the answer is, do I agree with it? No, I don't. So I'm gonna give you a couple seconds here in my ring to suggest to me where you and I go from here right now. Time's ticking, we got matches, pal.
Honestly, Chuck, you want to know the truth? The truth is, I value our friendship, unlike you, more than wrestling. You want to know what's true? 724-349-4650, 412-884-1806, 412-653-2995. You know what that is? The fans' phone numbers. I remember them all these years later. Where's Geraci? 243-8816. I remember him because wrestling was my life. Wrestling isn't my life anymore, but my friendships and what I built are. It means more to me that we're friends than it does to run this company again. You're right. What I did wasn't necessarily the right thing. I stand by it. But if you feel that you can keep doing it, and that's what these fans want, you can have IWC. It's all yours. The only thing I ask, brother, you let me buy a ticket to see a show.
It is, and we're going to get to... No, Norm. Norm, let me just say, you want to buy a ticket for IWC? Okay. Please do so, because that's the only way you'll be in IWC.
Not the way I expected this to go, Jay Worth. Norm Connors conceding? I've never known Norm Connors to concede.
Very true. I not like the notorious one.
Well, Norm making his peaceful exit, and I guess he's on his way to buy a ticket and enjoy the show, and I guess we're good. IWC action continues.
The following singles contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, he weighs in at 195 pounds, wrestling out of the Industrial District of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here is Andrew Paulus.
Well, Andrew Paulus is sent here, Jay Worth, to carry out a specific mission. He is representing Team Big League here tonight in Justin Idol's quest to make his way back onto the active IWC roster with a full-time contract, with McChesney so busy in the IWC title picture and through this controversy with Norm Connors that up until a couple of minutes ago was still very prevalent and very worrisome. Chest Flexor's been put in charge of watching over the demise, in their words, of Justin Idol's IWC careers.
I have to say, of all the schemes that they could have done to get out of this, to just continually add to the Team Big League roster, kind of a genius move.
To explain that, Justin Idol has to go through all members of Team Big League in succession, ending in John McChesney, in order to get a full-time contract back with IWC. If he can't do it, well, that's proven that he's not fully recovered from his severe back and neck injuries, and thus Chuck Roberts doesn't want Idol to risk his health back in the ring. It's a fair deal, in my estimation, until
he
lately.
He weighs in at 182 pounds, wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And even though John McChesney is now the IWC Heavyweight Champion, if he loses here tonight, he is gone from IWC forever. Justin Idol!
The thing is, Justin Idol signed a contract, or at least agreed to a set of stipulations involving Team Big League. At no point was it enumerated who that was. And so now it's as is becoming a theme here in IWC, it's a bit of lawyer ball. He is chasing spirits at this point. Every time he gets closer to taking out every member of Team Big League, they add another member or two for a month, a week, a season, and then his task becomes a little bit harder.
Chasing spirits instead of being a spirit crusher. Certainly very well put, Mr. Farnsworth. And Andrew Paulus, man, he has looked very, very good over these past several months here in these IWC broadcasts. Had a memorable matchup at a live event a couple of months ago against Zima Ion.
True.
I believe that may have been when Zima either was or right after he was the TNA X Division champion. So Paulus has really competed with some of the best and has really stood out to me as among the most impressive of the rookies to come out of, ironically, the Iron City Wrestling Academy, headed by head trainer Justin Idol.
Very true. It's a student versus teacher match, for lack of a better term on this. Unless you have a better term. Do you have a better term?
Not at the present moment, but this is a
so.
perfect example of how cutthroat the wrestling industry is, in that Paulus studied under Idol and certainly, I'm sure, respected everything Idol taught him, but as soon as Paulus saw an opportunity to get ahead, he took it, even at the expense of the man he could credit his career to.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's money involved.
Oh, well.
He's not doing this for free.
Do you think Chest Flexor convinced him that he has $1 billion like he tried to do to us a couple of years ago?
He doesn't.
Paulus with some great arm drags on Justin Idol. Idol and Paulus both have the same thing in mind. I guess that goes to show you. Idol trained him well. Paulus has programmed the same.
He knows which way to look when crossing the Idol street, so to speak. IDOL, not IDLE. So. Are you following that, Joe? You look a little confused.
Who's on first?
No, what's on first?
Idol looking in great shape himself, getting back into shape, getting himself some, his ring gear's constantly evolving because he actually sold all of his ring gear because he thought his career was over. He was completely out of action for about a year because his spine had degenerated so much, he needed so much therapy and rehabilitation. But really a mild miracle that Idol's even able to compete today.
Very true. One would wonder even why he would come back. I mean, I understand it gets into your blood. It's once you're a wrestler, you're a wrestler. But you understand the risk that Idol is taking stepping into the ring each time. His back, while cleared for competition, it is not, the back of the 22-year-old man that it once was,
And Flexor got a shot as well for trying to get involved. I think it's a great point, Farnsworth, and that's part of why Chuck Roberts signed on to this Team Big League stipulation as Idol flies through with a suicide dive. And Idol not going to let any injuries deter him or slow him down. Idol taking it to Palace full throttle.
Nice dive by Idol.
Hard knife edge chop. That's a little bit of, well, you call it tough love until Palace made his allegiances known. And a little bit of help from the front row.
That's not right. Where's referee Tony? Is it Tony? Is there a Tony?
Close. Well, who do you think the ref is? Tony Mamaluke? Tony who? Tony F?
Tony Ref?
Believe it's Jake Clemens, if I'm not mistaken.
Jay, where's Jake telling them not to touch the fans?
Flexor's in the ring. That's what it's about right now. I'd rather not think about Jake Clemens. Flexor going to be set for the ride. Goodbye. He hits hard on the edge of the ring. And Palace tries to capitalize. Oh, Idol got dropped hard.
Somewhere between his head and his shoulder there.
And Palace quickly into the cover. Smart maneuver by the youngster. Where do you see the future of Andrew Palace going over the next year or two?
Honestly, I've been impressed with the kid. Nowhere but up. Aligning yourself with, you can say, he shouldn't align himself with Team Big League, but you get better by being around better people. And for all the complaints everyone can have against John McChesney, some fair, some unfair, he's good. Winners find a way to win. And that is exactly what Palace needs to learn.
Idol trying to make something work here. You gotta wonder how this would affect the training job of Idol. He has 2 careers here in IWC, or at least attempting to, active wrestler and trainer.
Well, I don't think his trainership is on the line with this, is he?
I don't believe it is, but knowing Team Big League and already the loopholes they've discovered, you never do know. Snap power slam, 2.5. I'm sure McChesney would love to make a statement and get rid of another nuisance that's been pursuing him.
Very true. But, well, to be fair, you get rid of the nuisance.
When I say nuisance, obviously McChesney's words, not my own. I'm a big fan of Justin Idol. Long thought he was one of the most underrated in the area. Palace drops down with a senton, all that body weight driven into that spinal area. Smart maneuver by Palace to get a near fall.
5 minutes gone.
And now staying on top of Idol, which puts a lot of pressure on the back to try and get up. It's a fight just to get to your feet, and when you're with an injured back, it makes it twice as hard and wears things out twice as quick.
Man, you just might be fed up by now, Farns, if you're just blatantly talking over the announcer time calls. You're not even waiting.
Maybe I have something important to say. You can't count to 5 minutes. Really, everyone who's watching this at the moment is watching it on a DVD. I guarantee that there's some sort of time counter that they could have figured it out. I'm more important, Joe.
Well, Justin Idol's career pretty important right now. Able to shrug off the knife edge chops of Palace, and Idol unloading on his own. I think the second win just sunk in for Idol, realizing what's at stake. There's no room for error. It's one and done. If Idol loses, this is his last match in IWC.
The way things are going, effectively every match could be his last match in IWC. He has taken on no one but Team Big League.
In the loosest sense of the word. And Palace looking for momentum. Cut off at the pass. And who knows how long this road Idol will have to travel is. Is it a road to prosperity, or is it the road that leads to nowhere? Ooh. Hard kick to the back of the head. Palace may be out. Idol has him here. No. And you notice chest flexor and his gal pal there, Ginger. I'm not sure what the relationship is there, business or personal, between Flexor or Ginger. I'm not sure what kind of relationship anyone would want to have with chest flexor.
No, good point. Well, I mean, financial, clearly. I've heard he has $1 billion.
Why is he dressed like that in the same cheap #1 fan shirt he's had for 4 years then? Whammy kablammy modified in the corner. Second time. That'll connect right around the temple, knock the lights out quick. Third time? No! Check out the recovery. Mafia-style kick, and Idol's not moving.
Yeah, but Palace not moving quick enough. He needed to be on there a bit quicker.
Idol's dead weight, 2.5, just barely. Slipped up that left shoulder. Not a lot of muster behind that kick out.
Very true. Palace, had he been on him, that could have been a 3 count, but he had to clear the cobwebs. Pointed the elbow to the back of the neck. Been known to stun.
Oh, wait a second. Palace had a chance to finish this thing, but he had to go get the goggles first.
Is it time to fly?
I think it is. This ridiculous goofball look with the goggles from the top and nobody home. Took way too much time.
Might have had his hair in his eyes.
Well,
in the goggles.
What you get for looking like a poor man's Justin Guarini, and there's a counter, in overhead with a T-bone. Idol almost had this one with a knee strike. You can tell Palace knows Idol well from all the hours every week working out at the IWC school. And Idol just desperately fighting for his career here. Anything he can get, but Palace once again is a step ahead. I'm so impressed by Palace being able to outthink a 10-plus year veteran so well like Justin Idol.
Idol takes the legs out from under Palace, and what are we looking at climbing to the... tried to climb up.
Well, Palace knows he's in a very bad territory.
Idol looking for a belly to back.
Oh! No! Oh my gosh, awkward landing there. Palace got the worst of it by far. Looked like Palace tried to shift his weight to reverse it, but couldn't get his weight over top of Idol. Palace absorbed the impact of the blow and absorbed all the knee of Justin Idol. Palace is out.
Here is your winner, Justin Idol.
I just want to state I had nothing to say there, so he can speak.
And Justin Idol, he retains his spot in IWC right now. He is still, and part you can see the emotion and the fatigue sinking in on Justin Idol as he realizes how close he was to being back on the sidelines permanently. Idol was not prepared for this as part of his challenge, was not ready for this as part of his gauntlet until it was announced a couple weeks ago, but Idol's made the most of it. Who knows what's next for Idol, but knowing Justin like I do, he's going to be ready for any and all challenges, however big Team Big League gets. Idol will take on them all. And hopefully he'll beat them all and be around in IWC for a long, long time to come. But he's definitely not out of the woods yet. Keep in mind, Jaguar, still to come in the future, it's going to be Idol and McChesney somewhere. At Chest Flexor, well, his plans have not worked out at all, as usual. Flexor leaves in a huff, but Justin Idol will be back for more action here in IWC.
There's a whole lot of noise going on here. A whole lot of noise about who owns IWC. Is Norm Connors the owner? Is Chuck Roberts the owner? Well, I don't care who owns IWC. The only thing I care about is 2 things. That IWC title and hurting John McChesney. I didn't ask for these muscles, but I got them, and I'm gonna use them to make my first step at running through Bobby Fish.
contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1. They weigh in at a total combined weight of 415 pounds. Wrestling out of Morgantown, West Virginia, and representing Team Big League, here is James Nutter and Joseph Brooks.
Well, we talked about in the last segment additions and addendums to Team Big League. These are 2 big finds. James Nutter, Jimmy Nuts, whatever you want to call him, as well as Joseph Brooks, 2 young individuals who have been very well traveled around the tri-state area, and apparently they struck up the right friendship with the right people at the right time. Because John McChesney has them as new allies to help protect the IWC Championship that he finagled himself into winning. But big-time test in the form of another recently formed tag team.
And their opponents, they weigh in at a total combined weight of 337 1/2 pounds. Wrestling out of a whiskey bar on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, California, here is Jordan Lennox and Aiden Vale, WAR, we are
Aiden Vale and Jordan Lennox ready to bring war with them as they head out to tag team competition against a team that they know, at least in part, quite well. Keep in mind, James Nutter had so many issues with Aiden Vale, past and present in IWC, even before their careers began here. But Aiden Vale certainly has moved on well past his relationship with Nutter and moved on to a partnership with Jordan Lennox, which has proved to be very fruitful and very promising for both men. Keep in mind, back in Clearfield, We Are Rockstars with a big-time win over former tag champions Beverly and Valentino, the one-nighters.
Beverly and who?
Nikki Valentino. I'm begging you to follow the product. Short kid, big mouth. He's not a ref. I don't know why you're confused by him.
Bodybuilder?
Yes, he is.
Oh,
He is also
yeah,
bodybuilder.
yeah. Not chance anymore? Look, I don't get the note. I ask and I ask for notes. Does anyone get me notes? Where are my notes?
Were you in a coma for 4 months? Where have you been?
I just got back from the French Quarter.
Hang out with Lord Zoltan.
Didn't see him, but
Well, you can tell Aiden Vale just through his body language. He is very determined and very focused to getting his hands on James Nutter. Vale beat Nutter in a loser leaves matchup. Nutter had to leave IWC forever, but we understand that John McChesney and Norm Connors, they found one of those contract loopholes again. Nutter was banished from singles competition, so he was re-signed under John McChesney as a tag wrestler.
clever. Once again, lawyer ball.
Absolutely. Well, that's certainly the MO of John McChesney. Jimmy DeMarco under Norm Connors. You notice Nutter wanted no part of Aiden Vale, made sure that Joseph Brooks started this matchup from Jump Street, and Vale taking out his frustrations on the man that's certainly has a similar lifestyle as Vale, but different motivations here, and Joseph Brooks.
Well, let's be honest here. Mr. Nuts/Nutter knows how Aiden Vale works. Maybe he knows get him a little angry, get under the collar, build the steam a little bit, see if you can find a weakness there, see if you can get him off his game.
Lennox tagged in, and notice as soon as Vale tags out, now Nutter's all about getting in the ring.
Once again, well, I mean, that goes to it too.
And Nutter's very accomplished. In great physical shape. Had a pre-show match with Ring of Honor a couple of months ago when Ring of Honor was here in Pittsburgh taping television.
Congratulations.
That's certainly a spot that is coveted, not given out very often. But I think Nutter not exactly being very humble about it. I think he thinks that he's legitimately better than Aiden Vale, which I think is a lot to be desired there in that argument because, well, he didn't beat Aiden Vale.
Well, there's you have to understand. I think Nut/Nutter views Vale as the chain that was holding him down. He wanted it cut clean. He wanted his spot. Oh, and now Nutter out of the ring, Brooks back in.
Yeah, Brooks is all about bringing the ruckus, and it certainly Brooks and Nutter brought that ruckus a month ago when they came out of the crowd unexpected to attack both Lennox and Vale after a tag team match, if you recall. That's how they made their intentions known, and certainly Nutter picking up right where we left off as far as demeaning and undermining Aiden Vale. Keep in mind, Nutter was responsible for making Aiden Vale's shoulder injury a lot worse on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, very true, very true.
And it was all through Nutter's selfishness. He didn't care about Aiden Vale or his well-being. He just cared about his own career and how he looked.
No, I'd say he cared. He just didn't like. He had anger against.
And Lennox is all over Nutter here, and this matchup has completely degenerated. Brawl early, and you can tell the bad blood between all four of these athletes. And step up with the enziguri, takes both members of Team Big League to the outside.
Stereo enziguris.
McChesney's got a big endeavor on his plate tonight, talking about John McChesney, the IWC champion. He'll take on unbreakable Michael Elgin in our feature matchup. But you got to wonder if he's watching his new charges and perhaps scouting how they're performing here, because Aiden Vale and Jordan Lennox could in the future be two big-time threats to anybody in the IWC roster.
I don't know that that's what he should be doing at the moment. He's facing Michael Elgin. They don't call him unbreakable just because it sounds neat.
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys are way off right now talking about Nutter and Brooks. They almost ran into each other, got low-bridged. And Vale charged the baseball slide, and Lennox with one of his own, both members of Team Big League taken out. We are rock stars rolling with the momentum. And the ruckus and the rock, Brooks, and the selfish egomaniac Nutter, they're in trouble.
He wasn't rolling with the momentum, he was just rolling on the floor.
And notice Vale pursuing Nutter, Nutter running like a coward. Just scampering about the ring.
Or possibly like a man who knew what was coming after.
Yeah, he knows what he's got coming to him, that's for sure, and he deserves it. But notice Nutter pulling on that top rope, tripping up Jordan Lennox.
Smart move. I see why John McChesney wanted him as part of Team Big League.
Yeah, they think alike.
Clearly.
And Brooks has Lennox right where he wants him, and certainly they have Aiden Vale right where they want him, and that's on the outside is the illegal man.
Fight smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Certainly can make a case for that, but not illegally so. Nutter was not involved in the match at that time.
I don't know that was illegal. He was shaking a rope. He wasn't touching the guy.
Maybe so, but the tag is made. Nutter again can't wait to get in. And now, cheap shot to Aiden Vale. Nutter just took a shot, and Vale wants so badly to get in there.
So the head games are working.
I can't blame him. I can't blame Aiden Vale for letting his temper get the better of him. Vale, he just craves an opportunity at Nutter at this point, more than anything.
Ooh. And a nice drive back to the corner. Smart move by Nutter.
Yeah, Nutter blocking Lennox from getting anywhere near the We Are Rockstars corner.
And again, Brooks pulling him back.
And a near fall.
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5
You can
minutes.
tell that Brooks and Nutter came in with a game plan, certainly probably at least partially developed by John McChesney. Now focusing in on that reverse bear hug. Pressure on that rib cage, those intercostals. Tough to breathe when your lungs are compressed. Lennox doing what he can to battle free, but right into enemy territory. Tagged and Nutter. Lennox has no idea.
Nutter does, though.
Did Nutter just take an elbow pad off, I think?
Yeah, wanted the point of the elbow to hit there.
Yeah, exposing that bone for extra impact. Nothing illegal about that, but delayed suplex, nicely done.
And you'll notice Nutter suplexed him back toward his own corner. Again, keeping him cut off from his tag partner.
And turned right to Aiden Vale to show up.
Yeah, exactly.
Frequent tags. And Nutter and Brooks have traveled roads together. I'm not sure how often they've teamed. I know they've wrestled each other many times. I know they've traveled together many times. So they know each other really well. And in fact, their relationship extends longer than the relationship of Lennox and Vale. Keep in mind, Lennox has only been here back to last July at our Proving Ground event.
An impressive counter by Lennox there. That's Lennox, right?
That is Jordan Lennox turning the tide, trying to get to Aiden Vale, but does he know where his corner is? Aiden's got to help him out.
Oh! And Brooks, smart, saw that the tag was going to happen, cut off the tag partner, and then popped Lennox in the mush and drug him back to Team Big League's corner.
A hard shot right to Aiden Vale, right in those immaculate pearly whites, and he pays for it. And Lennox right back in enemy territory, surrounded by members of Team Big League.
Look at this. Up in an electric chair position.
A lot of bad ways to go from here. Clothesline, nobody home. Lennox with a victory roll. And Lennox had a chance there. Maybe not a great chance, but at least a chance. And he got the tag. In the confusion, Lennox escapes. And Aiden Vale is unloading.
Nutter out of the ring. It's Brooks and Vale at this point. I'm sure that Aiden Vale would rather be facing James Nutter at the moment.
Absolutely would. But I'll take what he can get here, because he knows it's all about getting the win at the end of the day. Great double team maneuver there. Vale flattens Brooks.
And Nutter sees his opportunity, went in, took out Lennox, and now biding his time in the corner.
And I think Brooks took a cheap shot.
I didn't see that. I was going to ask what I missed.
Yeah. Vale hesitated. I'm not sure if he got hit with a low blow or what. Probably wishes he wore a cup, be that as it may. Brooks sends into nuts, and Nutter drills his former partner, former rival. Could get this, and imagine how Aiden Vale would feel if he gets pinned by Nutter in this matchup just months removed from running him out of the company.
Soul crushing. Absolutely soul crushing. Not to be confused with spirit crushing.
And Nutter controlling Vale once again. Vale with a sidestep, the drop toe hold.
10 minutes gone by in this contest. 10
and I'll
minutes.
tell you what, as we see that uncomfortable collision, if I'm the official, I almost think about a double DQ here, because there's no way to get this matchup back in order.
Well, Nutter just took a headbutt to the mommy-daddy button. It might be Nutter butter at this point.
And here comes Aiden Vale. Ducking the forearm. Got the roll up. Driving back with the weight. Aiden Vale able to get him on a leverage move.
Here are your winners, the team of Jordan Lennox and Aiden Vale. We are
Aiden Vale,
Rockstars.
angry the whole match, finally gets something to go his way, and getting the weight over him proper gets him the 3 count.
Absolutely does. Aiden Vale was distracted by anger, by rage, by personal resentment all through this matchup. But at the end of the day, he remembered the basics. Dropped his weight over top of Nutter's shoulders. Dropped Nutter's weight over top of Nutter's shoulders. And got the win, but that's not the last word. Brooks from behind, Nutter from behind.
You won the battle, but the war is still going on, Rockstars.
Absolutely is. Team Big League, when have you ever known them to passively take a loss?
That's enough! That's enough!
And speak of the devil,
Enough!
John McChesney is out here and he is incensed.
Hey, shut up! I'll keep it quick! This is a conspiracy going on here. That ref was bought. That ref was bought by Norm Connors to have Team Big League lose. I didn't see a loss. That's a win in our column. Watch your mouth over there! Prove it! I'm your IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Big League John McChesney! And Chuck Roberts, you don't own this company. There's only one man that owns this company, and that's Norman Connors.
That's not what Norm said.
And you know what, Chuck? You want to spend thousands of dollars to try to take this belt off of me? You know what? I've been here for almost 10 years. I deserve this damn belt.
No such thing as deserve. It's only what you earn.
And I'm going to prove why I am Big League, why we're Team Big League, and I'm calling Mike Elgin out right now.
Well, that could be a mistake. Not many men have called out Unbreakable Michael Elgin and lived to talk about it.
Bring him out, Chuck.
A man who was just sent an absolute warpath through Ring of Honor. Former member of the House of Truth under Truth Martini until recently when he struck out on his own. And Michael Elgin has been such an absolute force throughout the United States and certainly in his native Canada as well. Such a thick, raw-boned powerhouse. And one of the pound-for-pound strongest men in this industry today.
It's like if you cleaned up at the book. It's just squat and thick, and you're not looking for grace, you're looking for sheer power. I don't know that I'd pick him for my partner for Dancing with the Stars, but I would definitely pick him as my partner for Stargate.
And I see some hesitation and tentativeness on all three of the that is three men that Elgin just intimidated out of the ring just by walking out here.
The following singles contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the IWC
Well, I guess we're going right to the
Heavyweight
title match.
Championship. Introducing first the challenger in the corner. He weighs in at 255 pounds, wrestling out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Unbreakable Michael Elgin! And his opponent on the ring apron, being accompanied to ringside by Team Big League. He weighs in at 195 pounds, wrestling out of Erie, Pennsylvania. He is your reigning and defending IWC Heavyweight Champion, Big League, John McChesney!
Yeah, originally scheduled to be our feature matchup this evening. It seems McChesney's impatience, or perhaps that doomed feeling he has, either or, has motivated him to bump this matchup up. And I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen now that McChesney does not have Norm Connors to fall back on. Norm is apparently conceded. I'm not sure where he is right now. I haven't seen him since we saw him confront Chuck Roberts earlier. But we don't have Norm Connors. We don't have, to my knowledge, Jimmy DeMarco, and that could change at a drop of a hat. But how does this affect McChesney's strategy? He still has strength in numbers, but when Michael Elgin's your opponent, it's debatable if that gives you an advantage.
I would say if there's one advantage here, I have to believe that McChesney has a plan. There has to be a reason he's done this. You know McChesney as well as I. He never does anything just to do it. There's always some sort of idea behind it. Sometimes, more often than not, the plan works. Every now and then it falls flat. You have to believe he has some sort of scheme for deciding.
Oh my God!
Whoa, for trying to have the match now. Maybe he wanted to get thrown on his head.
Elgin just threw McChesney about 10 feet, and the momentum carried McChesney all the way to the outside. McChesney, the second longest reigning IWC champion in history.
Number one
being Shirley Doe. Doe clocking in about 18 months. I believe McChesney was somewhere between 12 and 13. Still very, very impressive in this era.
Very true.
McChesney on his second reign now. One of the most decorated Super Indy champions of all time. McChesney could go from one of the longest reigns to one of the shortest here if he can't get past Elgin.
Elgin just carries him like a little baby.
And that's psychological. That's telling McChesney, I can do literally anything with you I want to. You are at my disposal.
If I want to pick you up and drop you on your head, I've shown I can do that. If I want to pick you up and set you down gently,
oh my Lord,
I can do that. Didn't choose to there.
Elgin didn't budge when McChesney attempted to push him. Vastly different results on the other side of that coin.
So I'm going to ask you this, Joe. Let's say you are McChesney. How do you plan for this match? What are you thinking going in? What is your plan?
If I'm McChesney, I stick and move. I out-quicken him. I catch him off guard, and I try to create a weakness in one of those giant tree trunks Elgin calls legs. It's not necessarily a foolproof strategy, because Elgin, to me, has little to no weakness. You got to create one, and that may be why Nutter and Brooks have stayed at ringside.
Well, I will say the thing about it is, while Elgin not necessarily a high flyer, not a fast-paced competitor, not a slow man.
Oh my God! Scooped McChesney out of midair, turned about 200 pounds, and dropped him hard.
He combines all that power with as much speed as I think you can probably get out of that frame. I mean, you don't expect a Tundra to race a Ferrari and win, but you're surprised when you get it up over 100 miles an hour, if you've ever done that.
And Elgin just making McChesney his plaything, huge backbreaker for 2. And right there, Elgin already less than a second away from winning the IWC title. And McChesney reaching for salvation, and Brooks and Nutter look helpless right now. They look desperate. They don't know what to do. But McChesney, there you go, creating an opening, as questionable as it may have been. And how can McChesney follow?
Well, who knows? Maybe this is their plan. I'm going to further complicate things by saying I believe John McChesney had a plan with having both of those guys at ringside. And maybe this is part of the plan. Maybe they are not supposed to take action.
Check out this power.
What time is it?
Looks like 6 o'clock, and we're counting along here in court time. Let's listen in.
Wow. The crowd got past 10.
Wow, Elgin got past 20.
You'll notice everyone quit counting because they ran out of digits. Mouse breathers. Do you hear a 28? No. No one knows how to get that high.
We just hit 50, Jayworth. 50 seconds of this suplex. 200 pounds, and that's 200 pounds that's fighting back. That's not dead barbell weight.
Was that a full minute?
I believe we got to the full minute. Elgin, a 60-second suplex for 2.
Let's call it the 601 suplex.
My God. And if McChesney was confused before, imagine what his head's like. Oh my God.
We've seen him uncork these. Oh!
And there's Nutter and Brooks getting involved.
Oh, and paying the price.
And McChesney flies, and there's McChesney using his weight to his advantage. McChesney needed that reprieve to recover from that suplex.
5 minutes gone by in this contest, 5 minutes.
And he's created that opportunity for himself right now. And Nutter and Brooks getting involved once again. Team Big League paying dividends.
And you'll notice smart Big League taking referee Tony Ref over to the other side of the ring so that he doesn't get to see what happens to Michael Elgin.
And Elgin, when Elgin just simply does something as little as a shove to you, it still has impact and meaning. That's how much power, but walked right into the drop kick. Elgin started moving, and Elgin, he's not the quickest one in the ring. And that's one of the few detractions I can say about Elgin. Oh no! Can you do? Oh my God! What power! Elevating Elgin with the Northern Lights.
Impressive amount of strength by Big League there. It's no small task to get a man, not only of Elgin's weight, but of his stature, of the way his body is put together.
Built so low to the ground.
Yeah. Endomorphic? An endomorphic man to try and get a Northern Light suplex on him where you're sticking your head under an arm and essentially lifting at his core.
And Elgin, though, consequently, no issues lifting McChesney to break the grasp of that hold. But again, Elgin tried to charge in, it did not pay off. And Elgin, as McChesney goes for the cover, 2-0, even with the rope for advantage. Elgin's one of the quickest men in this industry of his size and stature, but still cannot hold a candle to John McChesney, who's been so lightning fast for the decade long he's been here.
I agree with you, Joe. This is getting weird. I agree. I'm agreeing with you more and more.
Well, I don't agree with this. Not at all. Nutter and Brooks.
They had a 5 count.
They're not in this match.
But they didn't even get to a 1 count on that.
That's not how it works.
I've read a rule book or two.
You know that's not how it works.
I'm pretty confident.
I have never seen a rule book.
Did anyone get DQ'd off of that?
My God. One knife edge chop set McChesney down. I don't know if even Loki could do that back in the day.
Very true.
McChesney again able to just maneuver Elgin back into the corner, just trying to smother Elgin with offense now, raking, choking away whatever he can do.
The thing is, you can't give Mike Elgin a chance to use his power. Keep him to the ground. Keep out of his grasp so he can't grab you and throw you about. But you can't let too much space between you, because otherwise he uncorks one of those lariats and your head goes flying off into the 3rd row.
Well, McChesney has the daunting task of trying to keep Elgin's weight underneath him. Much easier said than done.
Oh,
jeez. Straight right. No further description needed. But he set McChesney for the ride, and when McChesney's in motion, he's at his most dangerous. Elgin has yet to learn that in this contest. But McChesney elevated overhead.
Elgin just grabbed him under the arms and just tossed him like a I don't know, would you toss a sack of potatoes?
Elgin would, whether anybody wants him to or not.
Uh-oh. This is what I was talking about. Oh!
Neck first. Lets him drop. The STO judo takedown.
STO standing for?
Light me on that one. I don't have my notes in front of me.
Space Tornado Ogawa.
Elgin can feel the IWC title potentially at his grasp. Sit out, sidewalk. See you later. No. My God.
Almost had a new champion.
McChesney's always been resilient. He's always been able to take such a tremendous deal of pain. And certainly regardless of what his mindset or his attitude is, he can't take that away from him. The guy can take a beating and find a way to win. But Elgin just so dominant.
Like I said earlier, winners.
Oh my God. Well, Elgin finding his way to the top rope. And this could be a mistake. Took him some extra time. Again, Elgin, very agile, very quick, but not compared to McChesney.
Clubbing blows to the back of McChesney's head.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh!
Senton splash, but McChesney out of harm's way. Elgin took his eye off McChesney for just a moment. That's all Big League needs.
Yeah, you have to figure that that's one of the weaknesses in Mike Elgin's game. He doesn't have a lot of aerial offense. There weren't a lot of places he could go standing where he was. You figure McChesney probably figured a senton.
Oh my God, can you believe the height Elgin got on that kick? McChesney was on the 2nd rope and Elgin kicked him in the face.
10 minutes
Pretty
gone by this
limber
contest.
for an old growth oak tree. I mean,
Well, wait, if Elgin's going for what I think he is, I've seen this before. Saw him do it to Roderick Strong at Final Battle. Check out this suplex.
oh,
From the 2nd rope. What quad strength do you need to get McChesney up from beneath you? 2-0. Almost a new champion. Elgin, he didn't just have no leverage, he had negative leverage on that.
and it didn't stop him a bit. At no point did you see him struggle with that suplex.
My God, this guy's superhuman. We've talked about our Bolens and our Ray Rose, but Elgin's in a class all his own and missing with a kick. McChesney going TKO on a big man. Is that going to be enough to beat Michael Elgin? No.
I would say if there's one weakness to Elgin's game, it's he needs probably some leadership. Mike, if you need any help, feel free to give me a call. I work cheap.
Well, that's a great point. Elgin recently leaving the House of Truth, adjusting to life without Truth Martini, who's one of the best minds in professional wrestling today and a very accomplished trainer as well. And McChesney has found his way to the high-rent district, but nobody home.
Looked like he was going frog splash and got his feet back underneath him so he could roll through.
Yeah, the mid-air adjustment.
Uh-oh.
Elgin, all the power. Buckle bomb. Shades of Seth Rollins, the former Tyler back. Oh, Brooks is in the ring. And Brooks hasn't touched Elgin yet, neither's Nutter, so this matchup continues. Oh my God.
Wow.
That's over 400 pounds. That's over 400 pounds. He dumps it like it's nothing.
Fall away slam, Samoan drop, and now he's up. Oh!
And then McChesney with a championship. That title belt to the side of the head. And that's a disqualification.
Well, that's a smart move by McChesney. You see the way this is headed. You want to retain that belt. Let's
get the word.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner as a result of a disqualification. Unbreakable
You want to keep that belt. You do
Elgin.
what you need to do to keep that belt.
And somebody stop this now, because Brooks and Nutter are taking those shots on Elgin. Elgin had the championship won. There's no doubt about that.
Well, that's one of the problems of going from a...
And wait a second, here comes Aiden Vale. Jordan Lennox back out here. And notice Nutter hightails it right away. He's back in to get himself some avail from the blind side. And we got another brawl out here with these two teams. Nothing's settled.
And who's out now?
Well, that's Logan Shulo, the man that was screwed out of the championship by McChesney.
He would love to get his hands on McChesney right now.
Team Big League making a lot of enemies who are not backing down, undaunted.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your winner as a result of a disqualification, Michael Elgin. However, in IWC, titles can only change hands by pinfall or submission. Therefore, still IWC Heavyweight Champion, Big League, John McChesney.
Excuse me, Joe. I have a point to make. I said that,
Logan Shulo, you stay out of my business until next Saturday in downtown Philadelphia when you and I go live on internet pay-per-view, nationalprowrestlingday.com. Come
I was
lose
saying
your
that
title
if
again.
there was one thing that Elgin needed, it was some management. And while I would love to have a piece of that contract, it points out that it's difficult to go
McChesney, all you accomplished tonight was proven to me, and most importantly, these people,
it's like they don't
you
even care
can't
that
beat
I'm
me.
here, Joe.
So McChesney, if you ever step foot in this ring with me again, it better be for that belt, because I'll be walking out the new IWC.
It's difficult to
Heavyweight
go
champion.
from scalpel to surgery.
McChesney, they say God created all men equal. They were wrong.
Well, Elgin doesn't have management, but he has allies. And that's perhaps McChesney's greatest gift. It was instrumental in helping him retain that championship tonight. But with National Pro Wrestling Day in Philadelphia looming in a few weeks, and Mike Elgin certainly still in line for a return match, is he living on borrowed time, especially without Norm Connors at the helm of the company? What is this? Some guy with a whistle interrupting the show. Hey, pal, can we get this guy out of here? Got a show to run here, buddy. What? I hear what? Oh no. That's not just anybody with a whistle. That is Norm Connors.
And was Norm holding up a ticket?
Well, he said he was going to buy a ticket earlier, but the heck took him so long? It was an hour ago. Where's he been?
Maybe he had to find his whistle. You're rooting around through the car, you're not sure where's your whistle.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number one. They weigh in at a total combined weight of 470 pounds. Wrestling out of Ozone Park, New York. Here is Mickey and Marshall, the Gambino brothers.
Check out this handshake, Jay Worth. Check out the handshake between Norm Connors and Marshall the Bull. A number of years ago, I never thought I would have seen that, but Norm was apparently instrumental in bringing the Gambinos back during this power struggle, and Chuck seemed to co-sign it. Chuck said he's not going to back down from anything Norm wants to do. He's going to bring the fight. If the Gambinos want a match, they want to fight somebody, sure, you can take on two IWC's best. And I think it's a great call by Chuck to not kowtow or try to settle this in legalese, but settle it in the ring.
Well, that is not normally how the Gambinos deal with a whistleblower.
And their opponents. They weigh in at a total combined weight of 385 pounds. First, wrestling out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the Bearcat, Keith Haught. And his tag team partner wrestling out of Rochester, New York, the extremely cute wrestler, Colin Delaney.
Check out Colin. Brand new look for Colin Delaney.
I'm sorry, has Mr. Haught always been the Bearcat?
Well, if he wants to be the Bearcat, I don't see anybody stopping him from being the Bearcat. Check out the dance moves.
I wonder if they worked those out ahead of time. Weird coincidence. Just today I found out a Bearcat's rear end smells like buttered popcorn. Absolutely true fact. Go ahead and look that one up.
Do I want to ask how you found that out in this building tonight? With a guy called the Bearcat in the ring?
It was not a wrestler Bearcat. Please do not smell this back there. Please do not. Honestly, I talk down to some of you people sometimes, but seriously, don't do that.
That's what you insinuated happened.
No, there's a real creature called a Bearcat, Joe.
I'm not denying that, but you said you found out today, minutes after he was introduced. Whoa.
I was reading a trivia page.
I think we know this reason. It sounds like we have a unwanted interruption from the Founding Fathers.
And they got chairs, Joe.
And I'm hoping,
and title belts.
Hoping they're here just to scout this tag team matchup.
Well, they dropped the chairs.
The Founding Fathers defeated Colin Delaney and Keith Haught in the tag team in a championship defense a month ago at Winner Take All. And the history both men have with the Gambinos very well documented. The Gambinos have caused a lot of problems for a lot of people in their IWC tenure. Jimmy Vegas to the microphone, and that's never a good thing either.
I don't know that I agree with that. I love hearing Jimmy talk.
Yeah, you can go ahead and cut that music.
Family show.
Welcome back, Gambinos. Lately, there seems to be a power struggle. Norm, Chuck, don't anyone forget who runs the IWC around here. We do what we want, when we want.
Very fair point.
Tonight, we're going to take the night off. We sent Denny down to Florida, vacation time. So what we're going to do, since there's no competition, tag team division style in the IWC, we're here to scout out some next meat to beat. Get it? Meat stick.
Like Meat Beat Manifesto?
I won't. Hey, you can start the match now.
Well, it would help if you got out of the ring, Vegas, as well as Hentai. Then we could start the match.
See, they're just here to scout. Oh!
The Gambinos from behind.
Not here to scout.
No, they may be well-liked by the fans, but they've never changed. They've always been the same guys. They just want to beat you up, and they want to do business, the family business.
I would say they've changed a little, because I think nice guy Mickey there, as big as I've ever seen him. Look at those arms.
Gambino's had a falling out with Chuck Roberts a couple of years ago, which led to Mickey Gambino leaving the company and Marshall Gambino joining up with Team Big League for a time. But when the opportunity came with Norm Connors attempting to regain power for at least a cup of coffee, Gambino's jumped on the bandwagon and used that as a way back in to prove their point. And I think even though Norm is kind of docile now and is happy just being a ticket-buying fan, or so we hope, Gambino still have a point to prove, and they're still going to hurt some people in the process.
Colin Delaney pulling his tag partner, the Bearcat, out of the ring. I guess trying to slow things down. It looked like things were going too much in the Gambino's favor. So let's slow everything down. Let's get it back into a one-on-one match, perhaps.
And I think whatever plan Colin, Delaney, and Keith Haught tried to work out, they weren't on the same page there. I think Colin's a little intimidated. First time, oh, wait a second. Big time miscue from the brothers. And Keith Haught didn't get all that atomic drop, but he dropped Marshall awkwardly, and Colin follows through. Keith's not a very tall guy, but he's got a lot of mass on him.
Yeah, holds it on his frame.
I specify I said mass with an M. Colin Delaney through the legs with a suicide dive, and man, 280 plus hits the guardrail.
And now, nice guy Mickey, just doing what he likes to do, just putting some fists, putting some knuckles, putting a couple knees, maybe the soles of the feet if they get the chance.
Colin hangs on. And sunset flip coming up. Great teamwork here by this team. I'm really liking the way Colin and Haught are gelling here. And only their second time together, but forget about that when Marshall the Bull is ticked off in the middle of the ring.
From gelling to jello, all in one motion there. The baby bull, Marshall Gambino, knows how to stop an onslaught of offense better than anyone else I know.
Former, I believe, 5-time IWC Tag Team Champions. The Gambinos have won the championship more times than any two-man unit in the history of this organization.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I don't keep the sheer analytics like you do, but that does sound correct. I have no reason to think you'd lie about that.
Mickey with the knees. Trust me, I'm not going to cover here, near fall. Not going to disparage the Gambinos' reputation, certainly, because I know how dangerous they can be, and I don't want to find myself in a rolled-up carpet anywhere at the bottom of a river. Colin, the illegal man, got manipulated there, and certainly he's upset. Can't blame him. Colin Delaney's in such great shape. From his past as a scrawny, pasty member of the Olsen twins, from moving on to WWE and getting beaten up every week, I've never seen Colin Delaney look more focused and more in shape and certainly more driven.
Would you say almost a second breath, a second chance?
Absolutely. I think Colin, power slammed by Marshall the Bull to no. I think Colin, had a case of the post WWE hangover. Got a little complacent with himself. Got a little bit too much of a comfort zone, and really wasn't pushing himself as far as he should. But I give all the credit in the world to Colin. He had an epiphany towards the end of 2012, and it's been like night and day. This Colin compared to the Colin that I would talk to 4 or 5 months ago, complete polar opposites.
Well, good for Colin. I mean, bad for Colin that he has to face the Gambinos right now, because no one ever wants to step in the ring against some Gambinos. But good for Colin. Not so good for the Bearcat.
Keith Haught, he just wants to have a good time. Remember when he came out as Santa Claus last month and all he got for his trouble was a beatdown from the Founding Fathers?
I do recall that. Hot streak through Christmas there.
Haught just wanting to have fun. Likes to finish his opponents off with a splash from the top he calls the Hot Mess.
Adequately named, appropriately named, adequate and appropriate in its
5 minutes gone by this contest. 5 minutes.
Gambino with an elbow. So you didn't know he was called the Bearcat till tonight?
No. What did you?
Well, I'd heard of it.
Were you holding this from me?
Not intentionally.
Like, you wanted to bust it out and get all that Bearcat heat, Joe?
I was excited. I thought I had some hot news.
Hey, everyone, Pop, Joe knows about Bearcat.
Not as much as you, though. We learned that.
Well, I mean other Bearcats. I know other Bearcats.
You almost talked over my hot news line.
Sorry.
The Gambinos. You think you are, Pedro? Drop toe hold to Keith Haught. And Marshall with all the weight. Man, that gets serious quick. And check out the right uppercut.
Have you seen this hair? I'm clearly not.
And Mickey with the high knee.
High knee. With the cover.
Neutralizing Haught, getting a near fall. And Gambinos are playing it smart. Haught's the least experienced of the two. He made a big-time impact as part of that Youngtown initiative the second half of 2012. and he's really just become an early fan favorite quickly of the IWC fans. He's so unique. He's so different. He's so jolly.
He's a happy guy.
Well, I'm not right now, obviously, but I mean in general.
He's taking a beating from the Gambino brothers moving company.
Now they're moving some serious weight right now in the form of Keith Haught. For the ride, duck of the clothesline. Here comes Haught in a mid-ring collision. And now it's a turning point in this matchup. Who can get the tag?
Looked like Haught got an arm out there, and Mickey's own momentum worked against him in that.
And Mickey is closer to Marshall than Haught is to Colin.
Oh! Haught tag!
Haught tags in Colin Delaney. And it's Colin, Big Marshall though. That's the bad news.
Oh, how do you take Marshall off his feet? Look at this effort.
It may just be a women of prayer, and that's not enough. Man, what a snap power slam.
A whim, a prayer, and a power slam. In that order.
And now Marshall gonna show that he can fly as a big man. And he's
Delaney needs to move. Get Colin out of the way before he's a splatter mark.
And Keith Haught starts spanking himself to distract Marshall the Bull.
And it worked. He may have had some flashbacks to the sexual harassment days when it started twitching a bit.
Reminds me of an old Sheamus Land music video, but he doesn't marry the double suplex. And that's amazingly impressive. And check this out. Oh, that's the old Excellent Adventure, Shades of Dunn and Marcos, two mentors of Colin. The Ring Crew Express, but it wasn't enough. How close was that? What a great homage that would have been. Colin counters. And down with, I'm not sure if it was the knee or the foot, but it just snapped up and caught Mickey right in the face.
Yeah, it got the arm out of the way so he couldn't block it, and
Time for the hot mess. Oh, Marshall turns down the heat.
Colin Delaney over to Marshall.
And Colin is in there alone with two Gambinos. I'm not sure he realizes the dire situation this is.
A twisting spine buster down. And now whipping right in. Big boot.
And we know what it's time for now, Jay Worth. It's time for the curse of the Gambino. Been a long time since we've seen it. But the curse, pinpoint precision to Colin Delaney.
That's it. Ring the bell.
Gambinos emphatically put themselves back in the
Here are
picture.
your winners, the Gambino.
And my question is this. Let's go through the mind of Jimmy Vegas and Hentai, who I believe have stayed around ringside to watch this entire encounter.
Well, let's be honest. I think they already knew that the Gambinos were a threat. I think they just had it confirmed.
Gambino's perhaps the most dangerous team in IWC history. I would dare you to find me a counter argument for that. But the Founding Fathers, man, they've done their damage in their own right. I'll tell you that's for sure. The Gambinos, not really sure where they lie here in once again, a post-Norm Connors world. But the collision between the Gambinos and the Founding Fathers is certainly one I would love to see. And we may not have to wait. Vegas and Hentai scouting at ringside, and now the Fathers make sure the Gambinos have to cross their paths before they leave. Let's try to listen in. Well, didn't get a lot out of that exchange, but we know we got some discomfort. Hey, come on!
Founding Fathers were focused on something else, Joe.
Now, what does this accomplish? They lost the match. They're not in title contention. You beat them a month ago.
Well, Hentai has always viewed himself as the Pretoria of IWC. If you want in here, you have to go through him. Colin Delaney, maybe he didn't pass muster. Maybe Hentai has something to say about it. And he's saying it with his feet and his fists.
Over and over again, these shots to Haught. Now, get somebody to stop this. I know these guys have been running rampant for years, but
It's like they said, what they want, when they want. Who's going to stop them?
When is enough enough?
When they say. Do you want to tell them it's enough? Go ahead, walk up there. I'll hold your soda.
Well, I'm not that stupid. Another official out here. It'd take more than one guy to politely ask these guys to do anything. But the Founding Fathers are showing that, hey, with all the turmoil and the controversy around Norm and Chuck lately, we can't forget about these guys either.
I will say I'm impressed by the bravery of Tony Ref there, getting in the ring and trying to stop the Founding Fathers. I wouldn't put it past them to run right through him, too.
Will anybody stop the Founding Fathers? Will the Gambino stop the Founding Fathers? They have a stranglehold on the Tag Team Championships.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here, standing alongside Anthony Nese. Now, Anthony, tonight you have yourself an IWC Super Indy title shot against the heavy metal Jesus, Logan Shulo himself. Now, Anthony, it was just last month that this man held the World Heavyweight title and the Super Indy title at the same time. But we all know he's caught up in the battle between Chuck Roberts and Norm Connors. His head's not really in the game. While we know where his head's at, I want to know, what are your thoughts on this struggle for the ownership?
Listen, I told you this once on your stupid little web show, but apparently you and all these idiots out here, these idiot IWC fans, they can't comprehend anything I say. I'm gonna tell you one more time. I don't care about anything going on in IWC. I don't even know who the hell Norm Connors is. I'm here for one reason, because look at me. This is the body of a premier athlete. This is the body of a champion. So I came here to claim my Super Indy title. Logan Shulo, you better clear your head of whatever crap's going on in your life, because you're stepping in the ring with the premier athlete. Now stop asking me these stupid questions. I have a match to get ready for.
Stupid web show. Stupid questions. Back to ringside. Performing singles contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing Team Beijing. He weighs in at 207 pounds. Wrestling out of Saratoga Springs, New York. He is the Round Eye Samurai, Bobby Fish.
Well, we talked about members of Team Big League, Jay Worth. And the fact that the numbers have grown, I would think arguably the biggest asset to that group, the biggest acquisition in the second half of 2012, had to have been the man that calls himself the Round Eye Samurai, standout in Pro Wrestling Noah and Ring of Honor, Bobby Fish. Man that really almost captured the IWC Championship a month before John McChesney was able to.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 225 pounds, wrestling out of Albany, New York. He is the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle.
A man that in the eyes of many is still an uncrowned IWC champion, came so close to defeating Logan Shulo before John McChesney interrupted the entire thing. Dalton Castle has more momentum than any other star in IWC right now, and he has more fan support. Certainly that's not everything, but that's a major boost when you get in between those ropes, and you need that extra burst of adrenaline.
Well, I mean, if that's where you draw it from, then by all means, drain off these. I've just run out of insults.
That's his peacock flop.
And don't get me wrong, huge fan of Dalton Castle. I just don't know that I don't know that he needs these illiterate idiots around ringside to make him a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler on his own.
I don't think anybody's denying that.
I think you were.
Great amateur credentials and a man that's scored numerous big wins. We've seen him compete with men like Colt Cabana here in IWC in the past. We've seen him compete with Logan Shulo, John McChesney. He beat Ray Rowe. He beat Ray Rowe. That's huge.
That's gigantic.
Young boy here came up to the rail. He wanted to shake your hand. And I don't know if that's what you do, but maybe you just go around disappointing. Nobody wants to hear it.
Bobby Fish accusing Dalton Castle of disappointing children. I'm not sure if that works out. But I think it got inside Dalton's head, because Dalton does appreciate these fans, and Fish's accusations that he doesn't took some umbrage with it.
Yeah, apparently. Disappointing these fans is like disappointing earthworms, but you know, whatever.
There, we got the handshake. Hey, some extra for good measure.
There you go. Get your brownie points.
Well, Dalton Castle.
That little pre-diabetic kid.
Hey, come on.
Well, look at him.
What's wrong
He
with
clearly has never said no to a Twinkie. Can you find a Twinkie on a store shelf right now? It's because of that kid.
No, I don't think so. It's not getting a hold of my box, that's for sure. I don't think, though, that this is really going to help long term, though. I don't think Dalton Castle, he goes to the beat of his own drum. And better evidence of that I couldn't think of than, what about Winner Take All when it was Dalton Castle and Chuck Taylor? A swamp monster couldn't stop Dalton Castle.
Well, true. Although, to be fair, when most people say I need some help to stop this, no one goes, well, clearly I need a swamp monster. I don't know how much help a swamp monster would have been there was there. I mean, evidently not that much, being that the swamp monster did not secure a victory.
You just like saying swamp monster,
Swamp
don't you?
monster.
Well, much more serious business here this month. Dalton Castle and Bobby Fish one-on-one. I think this is a roadblock, courtesy of John McChesney, in my estimation, to keep Dalton Castle out of the championship picture. Because to me, Dalton, he deserves a title shot any single point of the day, any day of the year.
If it is a roadblock, it's a smart roadblock. Dalton Castle is, despite all the peacocking, a competitor. A fierce competitor. As fierce as a peacock, Dalton would tell you.
Certainly very true.
You know, the peacock is the modern form of a
Velociraptor?
A velociraptor. Actually, it's currently debated between that or an archer. But the peacock definitely more suits his personality.
You know almost as much about a velociraptor as you do a bear cat.
I'd say I probably know more about a velociraptor.
We're not going to get into smells and that kind of thing, though. We got to focus on this matchup. Great technical reversal here by Castle, but he couldn't break the grasp of the leg scissors, the stronghold that Fish had around Dalton Castle. Fish has been very, very dangerous in Ring of Honor, which of course is on Pittsburgh TV every week here. I'm sure our fans follow the product. Bobby Fish aligning with Kyle O'Reilly in a rivalry with the American Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. And when it comes down to discipline and various fighting styles, and just overall just pain threshold, and your ability to survive punishment, I would say those are 3 of the 4 of the top guys in that company. And I'm not sure what Castle, I believe he blew a raspberry on Fish's stomach.
And it was effective. Fish has left the ring. He is standing on the ring side at the moment.
Referee Jake Clemens explaining that is not in fact illegal.
Yeah, technically. It's objectionable.
Boy, and he's taking quite an objection to it. More umbrage being taken. Lots of umbrage in this match.
So, we are chock full of umber here in IWC.
Well, and this is not what Bobby Fish is used to. They don't wrestle like this in pro wrestling, Noah, do they?
No. You. To be fair, you are not going to see a charismatic milkshake in Noah.
Dalton's head for the ride, shoulder tackle. Castle, I think, a little more body weight of the two.
And you can hear the people in the crowd mimicking Dalton Castle, doing their homage with that bird call.
It's the call of the peacock. Bobby Fish able to outquicken Dalton Castle there. For a moment, Castle, amazing, deceptive agility for a man that's got to be about 240 pounds or more.
True.
Just so graceful, and just one swoop he gets up with that Hurricane Rana takeover.
It's almost like he could fly like a peacock.
There you go. There's a great example into the splash.
Huge splash by Dalton Castle. I realize you just said that, but I think it adds more to it when I say it.
Just more emphasis, right? All right.
Well, I say it better.
I could leave if you want me to.
If you want.
Oh, well, I want to see who wins this matchup here. I want to see if Dalton Castle can perhaps unofficially earn another shot at John McChesney.
You sure you don't want to go and get me a pretzel?
I'm sure.
I do enjoy a pretzel.
Fish to the outside. We do know that John McChesney will defend the IWC title against Logan Shulo at National Pro Wrestling Day in a couple of weeks in Philadelphia. Big internet pay-per-view presented by 20 different wrestling organizations to celebrate independent wrestling. Everybody from Ring of Honor, Dragon Gate USA, Chikara, and a number of others will be on hand.
Oh. Dalton Castle outsmarting Fish. Oh! And then outboxing Fish. And then out-peacocking Fish.
Again, it's Castle showing you a dynamic that you're not going to see if you're Bobby Fish and in Japan, or if you're in Ring of Honor. Throwing Fish off his game. And when Castle utilized this against Chuck Taylor, it was vastly different results. It wasn't quite as effective as it is now. But Fish took advantage of Castle. Had to take an extra couple of seconds there to get that momentum boost he wanted. And Fish capitalized.
You might say that Fish baited him in.
Oh my. We're all over the animals today.
Baited him in.
I feel like a fish out of water now. Cover for a one
Look
count.
at you. That's not as good as my bait line, Joe. It was a good try. Oh.
Nice back kick. Back leg round kick if you're Eric Bischoff. But be that as it may, elbow drop. Right to the heart. Fish has pinpoint precision himself. Almost won the IWC title, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. Gave Logan Shulo the fight of his life in Clearfield last November. And that's after, keep in mind, Fish won, what was it, I think a 30-man battle royal to qualify for that championship shot. So he went through literally the entire roster to get there, and then almost won the championship.
Yeah, but Dalton Castle, no slouch, has come close to winning the IWC title on his own right.
And I would argue Castle's come closer, because if not for John McChesney, I think Castle would have been the IWC champion. That's no knock on Logan Shulo.
Snap vertical suplex on what might be the hardest part of the ring. And then a diving senton in for what do we call it, a top rope assisted? A spring, not quite a springboard.
Slingshot.
Slingshot works.
Now to that body scissors, compressing Castle's ability to expand and contract his lungs to get that air in he needs to build that adrenaline and that momentum back up. You can see the look on Dalton Castle's face. He's determined, but there's a difference between wanting to do it and actually getting the job done.
Very, very true, Joe. It's almost like you're learning stuff by being around me all these years.
Oh, perish the thought. Castle gets to the vertical base. That was step one. Breaking the grasp is step two.
Probably should have tried to catch his breath for step three there for a bit. Drop back down onto that already sore midsection.
Yeah, Castle charged straight in, which in my estimation was a mistake. Fish had been, he'd been momentarily stunned, but he had not been injured or weakened to the point where he could just idly wait by.
Just caught him with a Samoan drop. Put him right down, and now just choosing his strikes here.
Chopping him down. Hamstring, then right to the sternum. Piece by piece, calculated movements. Not the first time he's tried to do this.
True, and waiting for Castle to get up.
Oh, maybe waited a bit too long.
Caught a boot.
I think Castle with that extra minute to catch his breath this time. But he's out of it. Like, hey, come on, ref. Shoulder went nowhere near down. Rookie official Jake Clemens, a little bit quick to the draw, but either way, thankfully, Castle's still able to kick out. If not, that could have been some controversy there. That could have been another a screw job for Dalton Castle.
Very true, very true. I'm not quite sure why we have the junior ref here. Where is Tony Ref when we need him?
Tony Ref does not exist. You created him in your head about an hour and a half ago.
I don't know that that's true, but oh, what a kick to the jaw.
Castle not out of the woods yet, that's for sure. Great agility, though, up and over.
Out of the way, if not out of the woods.
And the knees caught Fish up high, right around the neck and the jaw. That'll jar you in a hurry.
Oh.
Follow through clothesline, second time.
Fish trying to catch his breath in the corner, not where he wants to be. Another knee strike.
The drop kick connects as well. Castle stringing some moves together here. He's got something going. And Fish puts the brakes on.
Gets an elbow up.
Great back and forth wrestling here. The power of Castle. Mid-air catch. Overhead with the release suplex.
Oh, Dalton caught a Fish.
And he almost was able to win this matchup here and potentially move on to, once again, don't forget Castle's goal. It's John McChesney. That's why Bobby Fish is here. And McChesney between Shulo, Elgin, and you can't forget We Are Rock Stars. Man, McChesney's got a lot of problems mounting quickly.
Very true. Oh.
Another release suplex variation by Castle, and Fish could sense trouble is looming. He heads to the outside.
Oh, and a kick right to the ankle. What a smart attack.
And they call it the Achilles heel for a reason.
Oh, have you ever been hit there when you have weight to get on your leg?
I have
Oh,
not.
that hurts.
Well, we just saw a great example of that. Dalton just crumpled to the ground. I've never seen him react like that.
Fish sticking to his attack on the legs.
Working his way up to wrench the knee as well. As working his way up and down. And you take away that leg, that takes away a big part of why Dalton Castle's been so successful in this match.
Very true. All of it, he can't use all of that power that he has with the legs not working.
Well, Fish went for a go behind gut wrench. Castle counters deadlift. Castle loves to go German and pin him with that, but a roll through leg grapevine into a Brazilian heel hook, and Castle can tap out.
I thought it was a knee bar, but I'm not quite sure.
Well, notice he's got the knee barred with the legs, and as a result, he was using the arms to bend at the heel and the ankle as well.
Very true, and he had it sunk in, and Castle just wait. He got to the ropes, and Fish took full advantage of that 5 count. I think he held it for 4 7/8.
Yeah, well, Fish created the damage on that leg and just exploiting it as best he can, and Castle just stunted Fish there with just a punch in the face, and now twisting face plant from overhead. Fish dropped about 6 or 7 feet. Oh, he went for that German, but the leg gave out.
I was gonna say you can notice him like doing short little steps, almost like a little dance, trying to loosen those muscles and the tendons back up, but apparently not loose enough. As he collapsed, trying to do that deadlift.
Castle went for that German. That would have finished it. And now with figure 4 counter inside cradle. The cradle and Castle ended. Desperation style.
Winner, the party peacock, Dalton Castle.
I would say Castle realized he did not have much longer to last in that match with the injury, and saw his opportunity and ended it as quick as possible. Oh wait.
He couldn't do it with the power like he usually does, but he did it with the leverage. He did it with the weight. And Dalton Castle just narrowly, and I mean just narrowly, edges past the enforcer of Team Big League. And Dalton Castle, still in my estimation, is very much deserving of a championship opportunity at John McChesney, especially since McChesney's the man that caught Castle a shot at beating Logan Shulo. We hope Dalton's okay and hope to see him back in the main event very soon. But our main event, just moments away.
The following singles contest is scheduled for one fall. It is for the IWC Super Indy Championship. Your referee in charge of the action at the sound of the bell, Mr. Troy Davis. Introducing first, the challenger. He weighs in at 210 pounds, wrestling out of Long Island, New York. He is the premier athlete, Anthony Nese.
You want to talk about premier athlete? You want to talk about putting yourself on the IWC map? Johnny Gargano, Bobby Fish, Zema Ion. A month ago, Nese defeated all three of these men in a four-way matchup to earn a Super Indy Championship opportunity. At the time, he had no idea who the defending champion would be, but certainly we know now Anthony Nese can really have a meteoric rise to the top of IWC. He's a very capable athlete. He's always impressed every time he's been here, but he put himself on a new plateau with that victory a month ago.
You want to rise to the top. That's a great way to do it. Three guys who have already established themselves here, and you just walk right up. Well done, Mr. Nese.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 225 pounds, wrestling out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is the front man, the elite athlete, the heavy metal Jesus, your reigning and defending IWC Super Indy Champion, Logan Shulo.
It's kind of bittersweet for Logan Shulo to be in this matchup. Rematch prayer, heavy metal Jesus. Bittersweet to be in this matchup as the defending Super Indy champion, because a month ago he was defending IWC Heavyweight champion, and as prestigious as the Super Indy crown is, we know that the pinnacle of success in this organization is the IWC title. And while Shulo won the unification match against Sami Callihan, he should be a dual champion right now. And I think Shulo is totally prepared to wrestle twice in a night to defend both crowns. But thanks to Norm Connors, thanks to John McChesney, thanks to Jimmy DeMarco, Shulo has a very prestigious title, but not his title.
Well, you know, I agree with you to an extent. He was a dual champion for
a couple of minutes.
A minute. He should. The problem was he let his pride get in the way. You see what's going down with that Matt. You run.
You run? Are you kidding me?
Run. He was in no condition to have that second match.
He's in no condition to run either, and even if he could...
Well, you don't have to run far. You need to get outside the ring so you can't get pinned.
He's not that kind of athlete.
And that's the problem.
And
he'd be a dual champion right now if he were that kind of athlete.
Well, you want to talk about athletes? This is premier athlete versus elite athlete. What is your scouting report for this particular contest?
The one guy looks like Jesus, and the other's pretty jacked up, man.
What is one going to have to do to win? And don't say pin or submission.
Well, honestly, I don't have a scouting report on this. I mean, let's be honest. Nese going through the three men that you just mentioned. I mean, right now he's so money you may as well call him Cage. However, Logan Shulo is not someone that you just brush off. Look at the size, look at the strength, and frankly, look at the agility. The man has been a champion for a reason. Look, I mean, honestly, look at the man in the ring. Look, would you look, Joe?
I can see him. He's going toe to toe with his adversary here, Shulo and Nese, center of the ring.
If I have to give an advantage, I give it to Logan Shulo just because he has a height and reach advantage, but that has nothing to do necessarily with ability. I think, honestly, Nese has gotten some opportunities just based upon his world travel that Shulo hasn't, because Shulo hasn't traveled as far yet, and I think that has gained him some experience that Logan Shulo may not have yet.
Though Shulo is a student of the game.
Absolutely.
He's attended many camps, many clinics. He's learned from the best. He's had a chance to study under guys like Ricky Steamboat, like Steve Kern. He's certainly, oh my God, is explosive in his own right with power that certainly the aforementioned men couldn't compare to. Shulo is quickly developing into a very, very dangerous commodity, and he can fly to the outside.
And It's impressive when a guy who's 6'0" 150 pounds does that. When you're like, well, what are we saying Logan Shulo weighs in at?
Oh, he's got to be about 230 or 40 in my estimation. He's put on some significant mass in the past year or two. And I don't think he's letting up either.
Yeah, but still, when you have that much weight flying through the ropes, even more impressive. Shulo just stalking Nese now, staying on top of him. I think it's a smart move, even though he's outside at the moment. Stay on top of him. Don't let him get a chance to breathe.
And I wonder how focused Shulo is on this matchup and not John McChesney, because keep in mind, in just about a week away, Shulo's going to challenge McChesney in Philadelphia at National Pro Wrestling Day. Well, check this out. Oh my God, Nese elevated.
Shulo had enough common sense to get in the ring there to break the count.
That's a great call. And Nese got dropped on the edge of the ring apron. Metal meets wood.
I'm wondering where he was looking to power bomb him, possibly into the railing there.
That's how it looked as Shulo finds two. Well, I think Shulo knows what an explosive competitor Nese is. I'm sure he watched the footage of Winner Take All on IWC DVD, courtesy of Sorgatron Media. And I'm sure he saw how Nese was able to literally out-survive some of the absolute best of the best.
Ooh. Would you say that there's a slightly bigger mean streak right now with Logan Shulo, having lost that belt? I mean, we just saw that submission move, which is very painful. We saw him looking for what we were guessing was a power bomb into the
cover. No.
Oh no, not into the cover, into the guardrails out there. Would you say he's a little angry or a little meaner?
He has to be. Everything that he had worked for ever since winning that championship in March of 2012, he earned the right to add to that. As Nese just drags Shulo off that turnbuckle in awkward fashion, he earned the right to continue that legacy and build it further into the new year. And after it should have been all said and done, he got completely conned out of a spot. If I'm Logan Shulo, I'm irate, and I'm more driven than ever to show that even though I'm not the champion, that still is my spot. But certainly, as we mentioned, Super Indy champion, nothing to sneeze at here. I know Shulo well. I know, and there's a count of two, I know Shulo's the respect he has for this business. The respect he has for these championships and the men that have come before him. And if it takes a Super Indy championship reign in order to prove himself, he will gladly and proudly defend that championship till he can't walk anymore.
I would agree with you in 3 months if he still has it. I'm going to go ahead and say I think he's a little distracted by the fact that I don't think he's concentrating on defending that belt. Oh, nice move by Nese. Oh, so much as trying to figure out a way to get his other belt back.
Well, I don't think you can't not be distracted in this situation. And Nese, amazing agility for a man his size. After the letdown, again, we talked earlier about the WWE hangover. Shulo's got an IWC title hangover right now. Absolutely. He's got to work through it. He's got to play through it. There's no doubt about that. There's no way you can come in with as much focus as you had a month ago. But you got to try.
True. If anything, Nese has a bit of an advantage because...
Oh, my God.
Oh, nice dive. If anything, Shulo right now, this being the first match back after what happened, this gives him a great chance at the Super Indy title.
5 minutes.
If Logan Shulo's not paying attention and is focused elsewhere, then that IWC Heavyweight hangover could cost him another belt. And Nese should definitely try and take advantage of that.
I think Nese is. A little bit of an argument with the official won't help him at all, but Nese has kind of adjusted more of a brawling style, at least at the moment here. He's trying to keep Shulo down, which may be the toughest part of all. Shulo still battling. Can't remember the last time we had two guys this well put together with so much power in the ring at once. And barely a 2 count there. Nese pops up quickly. Talked in the past that Nese has wrestled everybody around the world, including the near fall. He spent time in the ring with a great Muda in the past.
Yeah, when I'm talking about experience, you don't get much more.
Oh, what a discus lariat!
if he still had his brain connected to the rest of him, I would like to think he would cherish those memories, because very few people get to learn from someone as absolutely brilliant in the ring as Keiji Muto.
Nese got spun by Shulo in such a violent manner, and we're about 3 seconds away from a double countout. Shulo retains in that outcome, but both men back to their feet. No clear-cut advantage coming out of that, but it's Shulo who's been able to string together a few strikes in a row.
Shulo will always battle back. Yeah, there is no quick in Logan Shulo.
Well, tilt-a-whirl, but lost him, been able to catch him again for a DDT.
Spiked him right on the top of his head, not to use a cliche, but really brought him down perfectly vertical.
And just notice, the agility and the quickness of Nese, how seamlessly he moved out of that tilt-a-whirl position, but just didn't have a follow-up. Hard series of kicks.
Chaining those strikes together.
And Shulo,
oh,
tried to battle back, nothing doing. Pump handle! Head over heels, got him though.
Not often you see that pump handle float over slam like that done with a headlock. A nice variation on that. Nese showing some creativity, showing some thought in the ring.
Nese, very underrated, former TNA Impact Wrestling competitor, participant in last year's ECWA Super 8 tournament. A man who has done a lot, and he's done a lot of it under the radar, but that makes him even more dangerous because maybe Shulo doesn't realize how good Nese is until last month when we all found out in a big way. And this is familiar territory for any opponent of Logan Shulo, that's for sure. That Kevin Sullivan-esque tree of woe. And a handful of face to put him in position. And these counters, Nese spun the leg of Shulo around to cut off his balance.
Oh. And now Nese with some forearm shivers.
What a maneuver by Nese, who drops Shulo with a German.
Spider-Man suplex. Shades of Rey Mysterio. I haven't seen this since possibly early WCW days.
But now it's Nese who has to untangle himself, and he's losing precious time that way. But finds himself on top. 450, nobody home. Shulo with the knees.
You saw Shulo keep his eyes on Nese. As soon as he committed to that dive, Shulo had his knees up. Well scouted by Logan Shulo.
And Shulo sees his target, measures him, and connects with the boot. Right to the side of the jawline. And Shulo, undaunted, gonna try this one more time. Does he have Nese significantly weakened this time around? He does! Huge impact, right to the chest cavity. Nese is hurt. Is he done? No.
Close.
10 minutes gone by in this
Less than
contest.
half a count away from Shulo retaining the Super Indy Championship. Something Shulo will certainly need as an asset to work back into a shot at John McChesney. And Shulo maybe ready to go powerbomb here. Nese is measured. There's step one, that electric chair. Can he spin him? No. Nese sees it coming. Roll up. We saw this work earlier in the night. Oh my God!
I thought he was going for tights there. He just straight up power lifted him. And wow,
yes.
The strength of Nese.
Straight up deadlift, into the buckle, near fall. Nese sensed Shulo ready to kick out. Nese wouldn't let Shulo kick out.
I would say Shulo's one saving grace there was he was able to turn his weight while getting power bombed, so he took more of the impact into the shoulder versus the back of the shoulder blades. That could have been the difference maker.
Absolutely. Oh, Shulo dropped again.
Looks like Shulo slipped. Oh!
And 450 connects this time. Second time to charm. We're gonna do Super Indy champion. No. Man,
Shulo just down, and Nese took advantage almost immediately.
That split second where Shulo lost his balance, whether it was Nese's doing or whether he just lost his footing on the sweat on the ring ropes, either way, that was almost a complete tide turner. Almost cost Shulo this matchup and the title.
And, you know, I would not try and argue with the ref. That is not going to get you anywhere.
No, there's no time.
Not at this point.
There's never been a point where ref said, well, yeah, you're right, I changed my mind.
I mean, I changed one of the refs' minds.
No, yeah, but
I'm good with that.
Heard you bribed Stephen Coulter with a couple of hundreds one time.
I mean, I didn't. I mean, what? Who?
Center of the ring, he's on first. Nese and Shulo back and forth. And again, no clear-cut advantage, and we're at around the 12 or 13 minute mark, and these guys haven't slowed down.
And Shulo with a boot to the face.
Amazing agility by Anthony. I've never seen anybody that looks like that.
And now just trading kicks. Uh-oh.
Oh, here it comes. Powerbomb. Can he spin him this time? Got him! Oh! Shulo victorious! No! That's huge.
I'm impressed that Nese still has a little reserve in the tank.
And as impressed as we were surviving Zima, Bobby Fish, and Gargano, man, Nese is turning up yet another notch.
You know, in that match, not all of the three other guys were focused on him all at once. In this, Shulo has his aim set.
And it's more of a pressure situation with the title at stake. Pile driver? Can he tombstone him? He tombstones him.
A leaping tombstone.
Neck compression. But Nese too close to the outside of the ring. I'm not sure if it was instinct or it was the last bit of cognitive thought Nese had. What was that Norm's whistle? That was a whistle.
There was a whistle.
And the lights are out. What the light? What
do you? Are your controllers? Where?
No, I don't got the. That's gory. That's gory. Where in the hell has he been? The mist to the eyes. That blinding red viscous liquid. We haven't seen Gory in 5 months. It's been,
well, yeah.
Like a caged fury.
And apparently he is back.
And now he's gone.
And Tony Nese looking to take advantage.
That sounded like the whistle that Norm Connors brought in here.
Absolutely. Where is Norm? Do you see him over there?
And Shulo's blinded. He got kicked in the face. And we have a new champion.
Here is your winner and new IWC Super Indy Champion, Anthony Nese.
That obnoxious whistle, I'll never forget that shrill whistle in my ear earlier. That was that same whistle. Gory came out of nowhere, that sick, animalistic, demonic disciple of something. Came out of nowhere, misted Shulo all over the eyes and face, and no disrespect to Anthony Nese, he's the new Super Indy champion, and he worked his butt off, man. But I'm sorry, Anthony, that is just not the story right now. Where has Gory been for 5 months? Who's controlling the lights? And what does Norm's whistle have to do with any of this?
Hey, honestly, it's not Nese's fault that this happened. You take advantage.
He's an opportunist. He capitalized.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, Logan Shulo would have done the same thing had Nese slipped and fell or something happened.
What just happened here?
I don't know. We've heard shades of Gory saying stuff along the lines of it's time to infect the world. It looks like it's starting with Logan Shulo.
Bro, I don't see Norm.
I don't see him at all either.
He was on that side, was he not?
Well, yeah.
He was on that side of the ring we just saw on our monitor, and I don't see him anymore.
To be fair, I couldn't tell where the whistle was coming from.
No, and to be fair, we don't know. You know, could that have been? Could somebody working with Gory have gotten to Norm and took the whistle? I don't know what to think.
Well, you know, you hear hooves, you think horse, not zebra. We saw one man show up with a whistle. We've heard one whistle all night. I don't know why anyone would assume that he didn't have the whistle.
Oh, wait a second. We found him. Well, is he at fault here? What's got to be going through Logan's mind? Well, I think we found out!
Decision made a la Bret Hart.
And you want to talk about anger.
He has a right to be angry.
Don't tell me to calm down, Chuck!
Norm's a ticket-buying fan tonight. That's serious.
Yeah, Norm, that's right. I hit you, and you deserved it.
This is so complicated.
I've had enough of this. The past 2 shows, not only me, but these people have been getting screwed out of what they deserve, what I deserve. Now, Chuck, I bust my ass for this company. For you, I do everything I'm told, and I give it all I've got in this ring. And this is how I get repaid. What do you have to say for yourself? Are you in charge, or is he?
I don't know how to react to this anymore. Somebody knew something, and I don't know who or what or how much.
I hear you. Quit your crying, Norm, or I'll do it again.
Oh, Norm threatening to sue people now. This is only going to get uglier. Gambino's tending to Norm. Obviously, they've reconciled.
I don't know what's going on in this company. I don't know if Norm's got control, or Chuck's got control, or you, or anybody. All I know is that it all comes to a stop next week when I face John McChesney on National Pro Wrestling Day in front of everybody on pay-per-view, and I win back my heavyweight world title.
I certainly sincerely hope so. We got big problems here. Norm Connors is threatening to sue people. Chuck Roberts is out here. Who knew what? Where did Gory come from? Where's Gory been? Where did he go now? Who has the lights? Who had the whistle? Norm, I didn't see him with a whistle there. We have more questions than answers. Ladies and gentlemen, more complications brewing. Thank you for joining us on IWC DVD. Until next time, we'll get some answers.